Yo, what's going on? This is war number 6. We're off to a 1-4 start. Things are looking great. We've got a little bit of a quickie here today. We're up against, these guys. And it has been a little while. This one wasn't super memorable, so I kind of forget a lot of the stuff that happens. But I will be taking that Arcus on the Masochism over time. I'll be using Apocalypse there. If I recall correctly, I kind of get spanked up a little bit in that fight, but no issue. And then we've got Dr. Doom, a rank 4 on node 26, pretty typical. And then Domino on Spite, I'll be using Apocalypse for that as well, of course. And then we also have a Penny Parker on node 55, and there it is. I'll be using Venom Pool for that. And I think it was 2 war videos ago to you guys. I took that fight with that matchup. I used an invulnerability boost, and I alluded to a future version of that matchup that I took, where I used a Power Start 1 boost instead, and it was a much different fight, and that's this war. So here we go. We do get to bring in Cable since we only have Apocalypse fights plus that Penny Parker, which is pretty nice. Sometimes I'll opt to just bring in White Magneto. If I can build up Apocalypse, on some kind of easier fights before I have a tough fight. But my second fight of this war is that rank 4 Dr. Doom. So I definitely wanted to make sure that I was at full genetic code. So anyway, all right, here we go. Let's throw on some boosts. Why do I leave this part in? I don't understand. I'm sure it's a joy to watch me slowly boosting, slapping on these little boosts. I've talked all season about how I'm trying to be a little bit more frugal with my boost usage, simply to preserve my biggest boost since I have so few. And yeah, I was just, not concerned about this fight, of course. All right. We're almost 3 minutes into the video. Can we enter the fight? That's the question, and here we go. All right, so I don't have to worry about his tenacity, his signature ability triggering here, because tenacity is a purify, a purify ability. I am also running full suicides here. I don't think that was the intent. I think that the intent was just half suicides. I can't remember my headspace back a few wars ago, but yeah, I'm gonna lose some health. Ultimately, not a big deal. You guys see, once I throw this SP2, I mean, is he even gonna survive it? Of course he's not. So. It's so fast with Apocalypse at 4 code. It's just goofy. All right, now this Dr. Doom fight, I do remember this being one of my cleaner Dr. Doom fights on node 26, where Apocalypse versus Dr. Doom here. Just a little dead silence, just to make you guys feel slightly uncomfortable. Add a little jazz to the video. It's like, does he think that he's talking? Is he supposed to be talking right now? All right, so we are using, obviously, the bigger boost here because it's, a rank 4 Dr. Doom on a node where I think he's, like, super dangerous. Check that out. At this point, I still had a few of the 8% mutant special damage boosts, completely out of the 12% at this point. And they have not returned to the Glory Store, or the Loyalty Store, since. So, in later wars, at this point in real time, we just finished war number 10. So I'm super behind on the video, but I have not been using any special damage boosts for a while because I've been completely out. But anyway, okay. So we've got the Disorient, boom, now we get the Disorient immunity. We're just waiting out the stun timer. There it goes. Stun Reflect on cooldown. We can just go into him, throw the SP2. It doesn't do a ton of damage because he's Dr. Doom and he resists critical rating and all that jazz. So we're just going to try to bait out this SP2. We're just going to dex the first 2 parts, take the first of the last 3 beams on the block, and then dex the last 2. We're almost done here. We are going to get a debuff refresh, which is nice. Our concussion fails his Aura of Hazareth there. I throw just a nice little errant light attack for no reason. I thought that was going to kill him. It doesn't, unfortunately. He does have Stun Reflect active, so I'm just trying to be patient here and bait this SP1. He ends up dying to the debuff damage, which is totally fine. All right, now here's something that's funny. So I had some stuff going on outside of the game at this point. So, you know, I remember it pretty clearly. And I know that I want to heal my Apocalypse up. And for whatever reason, instead of healing up my Apocalypse, I just instinctively, like without thought or hesitation, I just tap on him. And instead of clicking heal, I tap on the Horseman pre-fight. So I just get rid of 2 of my genetic code for literally no benefit. Apocalypse cannot benefit from the Horseman pre-fight. I went from 4 code to 0, but he does gain 2 code instantly when he enters the fight against a mutant. So, like, you know, it's not the end of the world. This fight is gonna be fine still. Just like a ridiculous, like, mental gaffe. And yeah, I don't know. My mind, I do recall my mind was just fucking obliterated in like the hour leading up to this fight. There was just some shit going on. So anyway, it's unfortunate. It's crazy. There's not even anything to say about it. It's just so stupid. But all right. The fight plan is still the same. We have bleed immunity, obviously. We have an invulnerability boost. My plan in this matchup always is just to push her to her SP3 if I can. I'm not like gonna block bait her and try to like force her to the SP3. If she wants to throw a special, that's totally fine. But I'm not gonna like dance around and try to bait a special out if she's not willing to throw it. I'll just push her to the SP3. And obviously, Apocalypse's damage is, like, plenty. So as long as you don't make a mistake in that fight, it's totally safe. And then this Sorcerer Supreme, we had a Spider-Man 2099 take that fight. So, yeah, that's it. All right, so last fight here, and this is the Penny Parker fight. So, all right, I alluded to this earlier in the video, but basically, last time I took this fight, I used the invulnerability boost. And the fight strategy is very simple with Venom Pool. It is just to get to your SP3. Before you throw your SP3, make sure that you knock Penny down with a heavy attack to gain the vicious buff. And then, you're going to have to play around brute force a little bit. She can auto block you. She just can't power drain or deal that burst damage on the power drain. So essentially, just want to try to knock down her shield as efficiently as we can, and then and also just do medium light combos, just 4-hit combos. Don't do medium ending combos if she has Spider Sense up and can auto block you, just because obviously the AI will they'll counter punish your mediums if you hit into the block. So that's pretty much it. All right, now I went with the PS1 boost here because I was like, well, if the strategy is just to get to the SP1, the last time I took this fight, I finished at 50% health without taking any hits because of brute force damage, and I probably didn't play it optimally, and I am baiting out her SP1, which I do think in hindsight is a mistake. I should be pushing her to the SP2 and just taking that on the block as long as she has, fewer than 8 Spider Nonsense or Spider Sense charges. Because at 8 she gets, she can incinerate you and stuff like that. But anyway, that's pretty much it. So I'm like, yeah, this is going well. And you guys can see, like, my buff count is not terrible. I have 4 buffs up there now. I have 5 buffs. And the vicious basically my SP3, the longer I'm in the fight, the more damage it's going to deal. That's essentially the nuts and bolts of the SP3. And you guys are going to see here, you know, she's at 80% health. All I'm trying to do is get brute force off and bait this SP1 so that I can throw my SP3 without pushing her up to an SP2, which again, in hindsight, it's just the wrong move. Here I throw the heavy. That is a bug. She's supposed to be able to auto block heavy attacks. She just can't parry them, so that is corrected now. But anyway, alright, so she's at 76% health, and we're just going to kind of take a peek at what this damage is like. I mean, it's obviously crazy damage, but you guys can also see that my buff is, or my bleed debuff is falling off pretty rapidly. So, fortunately, it gets the little pause. It's just staying, it's staying, it's staying, which is great. I'm just trying to knock the shield down so I can get the freaking brute force damage off of me. And she is going to go down. Now, I'm not sure what the best strategy is. I think actually it might be more beneficial to use the invulnerability boost, or just not use the PS1 boost, or just use the PS1 boost if you want, and kind of delay the the SP3, just to stay in the fight a little bit longer so that the SP3 does a little bit more damage. But I don't know. I might be overthinking that too. Definitely, if I take that fight in the future, I'm going to be pushing her to her SP2. Just take that on the block, so I don't have to, you know, just let her continuously build those spider nonsense or spider sense charges. I keep getting her confused with Spider Ham. But okay, what a shitty war video. I would apologize for that, but honestly, that's just my brand. So hope you enjoyed it. Leave a like and a comment if you want to, and you know, I'll see you in the next war video. The season does get a little bit spicier after this. So boom, 4 Lokis on a 1 war win streak. 2 and 4. Let's see where it goes.